All right, guys, welcome. This is the Diamond to 4-Star Elite Contender call, okay? The reason you're on this call is because you are one of the top 100 Diamonds to 4-Star Diamond coaches, top 100 in your elite points, okay? Now, whether you know it or not, maybe you have a goal to be elite, maybe you don't. I just want to make sure we're clear that you understand that you're doing a good thing. You're having numbers that we are tracking, we are paying attention to, and we wanted to celebrate that a little bit with you and tell you congratulations. You're in this really elite group of people that are building towards becoming an elite coach. Now, just so you know, what elite is it just tracks some very basic activities that we pay attention to. Namely, you're helping people through them becoming customers and coaches. They're buying a challenge pack, they're buying products, you're having them retained, they're staying for multiple months, and so there's PV being generated. Those are points being created. There's also coaches that when you sign up a coach, you get points for helping them get to start working the business, and as they start the business, you earn points that way. And then obviously as you get your personally sponsored Coaches Hitting Success Club, we're paying attention to it that way as well. And so I just wanted to start this off with congratulations. You're doing a good thing. Your points, some of you might be, down in that 17, 18 points. That's okay, because at the end of the year, you got to be at 105, and this is a program that actually ramps up as we go into it. By the end of the year, the points come easier than they do at the beginning of the year, and I wanted to make you guys aware of that. I wanted to also tell you that Mary Day, where did Mary go? She turned off her, where's Mary? She turned off her video. Mary, turn your video back on.
It's because I called her out.
Oh, you're all over. Yeah.
Because she's at
Hi guys, I'm here.
Guys, you all need to know Mary's doing a sprint triathlon tomorrow, so she's down in southern Utah. No, it's not a sprint, a half. What is it? What are you doing?
I'm doing a half Ironman, you guys.
Tomorrow. So she's already She's already done a full Ironman. Tomorrow she does a half.
Number 7.
We're not really worried about it. Like, it's just a half. But yeah. Anyway, Mary just throws halves down like, yeah, I'm going to go Saturday and do a half. Like, no big deal. But anyway, we want to celebrate Mary, tell her good luck. Go, Mary. Kill it. Get it done. I'm going to introduce my speaker because she's one of the absolute best in the entire network. We are going to have another guest come in. I will warn you right now that Beachbody CEO Carl Daikeler is in Utah today, and he will be jumping on this call. So Danielle, I'll prep you that we may interrupt you at some point, but we're going to kind of go from there. I am hoping, we're going to turn Danielle loose to do a little bit of training, but I also want you guys to feel like you can ask questions, because I want you to know that Danielle is absolutely one of the best coaches in the entire network. She can answer whatever questions you have. She's going to deliver a message to you about Elite, but if you have questions or roadblocks or things that you think are holding you back, let's address them on this call so that we don't have that hanging over your head. Like, I want to solve your problems to help you get to this goal, okay? That's the objective of this call. You're on track point-wise. I think we can get you there. Today's the day that we, get and answer any questions you guys have that are going to hold you back. So with that, I have an amazing speaker. We have Danielle Natoni on the call. Danielle, if you don't know, last Thursday, right, hit double superstar diamond. Okay, what does that mean? That means she is a 15-star diamond in her first business center, and now she is a 15-star diamond in her second business center. So amazing. Like there's like 6 of those. No, how many in the company, Danielle? I know you know. 6, 3, 4?
Yeah, so I made number 7.
So she is the 7th coach in the entire network to be a double superstar diamond. She is a 7-time elite coach.
Well, 6-time, but this year we'll make 7 because I already have my points and I already have my diamond, so everything's locked.
So think about that, and you already have the rank. So
yes.
Here's the deal with this year's elite program, guys, is we've never had this before, where if you get the 2 diamonds, you get a check mark next to your name. If you get the 105 points, you get a check mark next to your name. And when you hold the rank for more than 6 weeks, or you hit the rank for the first time, you get a check mark next to your name. So technically, you can be an elite coach for next year by just meeting the qualifications right now. So I tell you that, Danielle Natoni has already done that, so we're going to celebrate Danielle. Dude, I see Mike Karpinko's on this call. Mike, how are you? Good to see you. Awesome. Danielle, let's kick this thing off. Let's start this off with a little bit of your story, how you got started as a coach, and then I love your gas station story. Like, you got to get to that, and then go into elite.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on. I'm so excited for you that you are a potential elite coach. That means that you are rocking this business, which is so exciting. So in case you don't know about me, I have been a coach for 8 years. Actually, April 15th was my 8-year coach-anniversary. And I think a lot of times it's easy, maybe if you're newer to Beachbody, to see someone like me and just think my life has always been super easy. I was always a rock star coach, and that couldn't be further from the truth. When I joined Team Beachbody, I was an elementary school teacher. I taught 5th grade math. I do have 2 children from a previous marriage. And so at that time, I was in a very unhealthy relationship. And I was in debt. And I don't mean good old fashioned like American credit card debt. I mean a credit score less than 300, 9 payday loan debts, 12 maxed out credit cards, could not make it paycheck to paycheck. And I was pretending to be perfect when life was anything but. Because when, this is going to sound really conceited and I don't mean it that way, but when you're kind of a cute, fit girl, people assume your life is magically wonderful, even if it's not. So I let them perceive it that way. And differently than probably you came into the business, I had actually never heard of Beachbody in any way, shape, or form. And I wasn't looking for a fitness solution. I was already fit. I'm that annoying girl that's been basically the same size her whole life. But what I needed was a financial solution. And what I didn't realize I was also seeking was an emotional solution. So on April 15th, 2010, I signed up to become a Team Beachbody coach with my sponsor. Her name is Jackie Woodfin. And it kind of important to the story is I actually first joined in March of 2010. And on the exact same day that I signed up, I quit because I panicked. You guys, I panicked. I didn't have the money for the Shakeology. I knew I was going to bounce checks, which I did. I didn't get the refund back in time. And I panicked about the same things that maybe you panicked about. Is this a scheme? Is this a scam? I'm not a salesperson. Will this work? And, but 1 month later, I decided, you know what? This could be the thing that forever changes my life. And my coach, when she told me about the coaching opportunity, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, I think you would crush this. And it was her belief in me before I believed in myself that really led me to think, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can be one of those people who changes her life. And so, you know, my gas station story that he kind of alluded to was, I always share that, you know, I was really so in debt that I always thought the people at the gas station who would put the gas pump in the handle and click the little clicky thing. I don't know what the technical term for that is. But you know, the clicky thing that lets it just go and you just kind of like sit back and let it put a full tank of gas in their car. I would watch those people and think, gosh, it's got to be so amazing, because I could only put in $10 at a time, $20 at a time. I mean, there were times where I literally went to the gas station every day because I would just put in enough and I would have to go click, click, click. And I think, oh God, please don't go 1 penny over. And if you did, you were like scrounging like everywhere searching for a penny. And so I will never forget the first day that I earned enough extra income with Beachbody that I went and I put the pump in the handle and I clicked the little clicky thing and I sat back in my car and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever done. And I often still share that more than I share now, because you guys, the income I earn now, I still have a hard time believing, if we're being honest. Like every week I look at my husband, I'm like, do you see what we made? Like, I don't know that I understand this. So I don't really share that because that's not relatable. But everybody has some kind of story more likely than where they have felt that. Like there was a time where I took my kids up to buy groceries, and I used to play this game where I figured, okay, if I wrote a check, they wouldn't cash it right away. And I could probably get the funds in the account before they cash it, and I'd played that game one too many times, and they wouldn't accept any of my forms of payment. And with like one kid, right at my hip and another one in my arm, I had to embarrassingly like just leave the cart of groceries. And so I share all that to say that I came into this, a lot of times people say, oh, can you show me your side-by-side transformation? I don't have really a physical one. But what I do have is an emotional transformation and a financial transformation. And while you can't really see it in a side-by-side photo, I promise you that this business has changed my life in more ways than I can count, including giving me a super cool husband. So, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of marital status. Every coach must work for their own independent level of relationship status. But anyway, that's kind of my story in a nutshell. So I came into this looking for, a financial change. And what I found was, a business, a community, and a serious overhaul of my entire life. So does that answer your question, Doug?
Yes, that does. And I love the story. I just think that's one of the coolest things ever. That whole concept of putting gas in your car and then walking away. Like it's just so real. It's just so like, that's what we do. That's the benefit we provide people is, sure, fitness, yes, all that, but we always forget the financial success or the financial health we help people overcome. And, it is two-sided, and we do solve that for a lot of people as well. And so, Danielle, let's jump into Elite. Let's talk about it. Why Elite? Why should these guys be shooting for it? And then maybe jump into a little bit about how they should be doing and what they should be doing right now.
For sure. So I will tell you this. I joined in April 15, 2010, didn't hit Success Club ever until January of 2011. And in 2011, I should have been an elite coach, but I wasn't because I didn't understand it. Okay. So just to give you like a quick piece of that entire year of 2011, when I first started hitting Success Club, I was ranked number 5 the whole year. But I didn't know that there was an elite program component to that. So I'm like, oh, I'm number 5. I'm going to get to go. I think that year they went to Bora Bora, maybe? I don't even remember. But like, I was like, I'm the number 5 coach in the network, and people were blowing me up. How are you doing this? This is so great. And I went to my first leadership, and I think it was Jason Diebold who said to me, so how are your elite points looking? I said, I'm sorry, what? And he said, well, are you on track to be elite? And I'm like, I'm number 5. I'm good. And he was like, no, there's like an elite point component. And this was in, I think, September of 2011. And so we tried everything. I did everything I could, and I didn't hit it. So I sat at number 5 all year long, but I was not a top 10 elite coach. I wasn't even an elite coach in 2011 because I didn't understand the points. I didn't understand that there was, really that here I was number 5, and the elite program was different then. It was run very different, but I didn't understand it. So the first thing I want to say to you is you're in the right place because you're trying to understand it and know what you're doing. And if you have even any coaches on your team that you're noticing are accidentally on the road to elite, figure out how to help them understand it before it's too late. Because what you don't want to do is for somebody in September or October to figure out that maybe they now potentially could and they don't make it. Because I will tell you that was a devastating blow that January of 2012 at Super Saturday when they were announcing the Elite 10, and everyone kept going, but I thought you said you were number 5. And I had to explain that I didn't really get what was going on. So pay attention not only to your points, but to your coach's points before it's too late. But what I will tell you is that being an elite coach has changed my business. So I'm a 6-time elite coach. This year will be 7. But you know what's interesting? I do really well financially in this business. And it's not just because I'm elite. It's also because I'm creating elite coaches underneath me. So last year I had 7 of my own personally sponsored elite coaches. This year I think we will have 10, and they will each have, 2 to 3 elite coaches of their own. And that kind of duplication of following the elite program is what will create income for you. And while this isn't about income, here's the cool thing. The bigger your business, the more people you help. The bigger your income, the bigger your impact. Truthfully, when a coach looks at me and says, oh, I don't really want to work for elite, I just want to help people, I call BS to that. Who helps more people? Me with a big bleep business or the person who doesn't build and doesn't focus. The bigger your income, the bigger your impact. And so if you want to have a big impact, if you love helping people, then follow the elite program because it's asking you to do all the things you need to do to help people. Doug always simplifies it as, in order to become elite, you've got to sign coaches, you've got to teach those coaches how to hit Success Club, and you've got to hit Success Club yourself. So basically, you've got to help people connect to a health and fitness program. You've got to help them get their mind right. You have to help them help other people get connected to a health and fitness program. And if you do that, you'll hit elite and you'll start to see that kind of income growth. But the other thing I will tell you is it gives you street cred, and it gives you and your team something to say they're a part of. A lot of times I'll also hear coaches striving for elite say, well, I don't want it to be all about me, and I'm the only one that gets the recognition. You guys, your team wants to be able to say that they were part of an elite team. They want to be able to use that in their marketing when they're talking to people about coaching. When we just turned Superstar Diamond 2, now my team is already using that. Like, we're part of a Superstar Diamond 2 team. So give your team something to be a part of so that when they're recruiting new coaches, they go, hey, listen, you know what's really cool? Not only will you be a coach on my team, but I'm part of an elite team, which is a super small percentage of the business. So not only does it create income for you, which helps you give more impact, but it gives your team something that makes them special to share about when they are promoting the business opportunity. So don't overlook that. Let your team be proud to be part of an elite team so that when they are recruiting other people, they can use that and go, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm on Mike's team and Mike is an elite coach, and there's such a super small percentage of people that do that. Like, we're really part of something special, and I want you to be part of that. So even if you don't understand all the points, and even if you're not sure about the effect that it will have on your income, realize that it has an effect on your team. The other thing that it does is that it creates duplication. So my coach, Lori Stewart, she is a 5-time elite coach now, and she was a top 10 coach also in 2014, I believe. She always tells me that she's always one step behind me. And matter of fact, when I turned double superstar, she made a post and she goes, well, I'm always one step behind my coach, so I guess since she went for this, I have to go for it now too. It gives your coaches something to aspire to. You want to create a vision, then you've got to lay down the foundation and the belief that they can do it too. So when you hit elite, now all of a sudden, all your coaches are like, well, shoot, if she did it, I want to do that too. And it creates this duplicated system where it creates belief. So, it's not just because you want the rewards. The rewards are cool. Who doesn't want to skip the line at Summit for core? And of course you want the cool jacket and the swag. And yeah, you want to register for the Success Club trip first. Fine. And sure, you get a bonus, financially. And yes, it's going to create, if you create more elite leaders, then it's going to help your weekly income. But honestly, what it does is it creates an overall vision for your team that they're part of something special, and that if you do it, they can do it. Kind of like you can't expect your coaches to hit Success Club if you're not hitting it, right? They say the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. And so if you want to have a big business and you want to have this empire and this dynasty that of all these people helping people, then you've got to set that foundation. And how you do that is by showing them that elite is possible, that whatever you do, they can do, and that their coaches can do, and so on and so forth. So what I hope I'm creating for my team is that I'm setting the way, and that they're going to follow in my footsteps. And so what we've seen is that happens, and Lori is prime proof of that. Lori is a Superstar Diamond coach. Lori has been a top 10 coach. Lori has been a 5-time elite. And I have no doubt that Lori will one day be a Superstar Diamond too, because we're laying the foundation of what our team vision looks like, that anything is possible, that if I can do it, why can't they? So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit of the why.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call out a coach on here.
Sure.
Jamie Glassman. Jamie. I met Jamie down in LA a few weeks ago. Jamie is currently ranked number 17 in the network.
Wow.
She's a diamond coach. She has 99 elite points. Okay. Danielle, how does Jamie build diamonds, and how does she mentor her coaches to embrace building the business and building towards the rank of diamond? What advice do you give Jamie?
Yeah. So first of all, congratulations. That's incredible. Secondly, you have no choice. You have to be elite. Like, don't leave those kind of points on the table, because that's almost like a disservice to all the work that you've done, right? So I want to see you as a 5-star elite coach by the end of the year. Number 2 is, I always say, don't be afraid to tell your team what you're working for. I firmly believe that sometimes people will work harder for you than they will for themselves, and that sometimes that's the nudge that they need to achieve the rank. So I would actually let them know, like, hey guys, this is what I'm working for, and I need, 5 people who want to help our team achieve this goal. I would use it in my messaging, and I would use it repeatedly, because that's how I know we've gotten to Superstar Diamond 2 is the same thing. This is our goal for the team. Here's how you can help me achieve that. So I think that's thing number 1, is identifying those people too that can potentially help you hit it. Help them understand why diamond is cool for them, but also help them understand why it's cool for you and why it's cool for the team. Because maybe they're scared to achieve that goal for themselves, but they like you. That's why they chose you to be their coach, and they don't want to let you down, and they don't want to let the team down. And so I think that they will work harder for you in that way, because I have found if you say, listen, and identifying those specific people. Maybe it's also just putting it out there even to people who haven't joined your team yet. I need 5 people who want to help me achieve something really cool and really big this year. Message me if you're in. And if put all those people, those new coaches, your old coaches who claim they want to be one of those 5 to help you achieve that goal, put them into a messenger strand and make it like a really big thing, and talk daily with those people so that they feel super special, and constantly remind them why that this is big for them, but also why it is big for you. Because I firmly believe we don't do that enough sometimes, because we're worried about, I don't want them to think this is all about me. But the reality is I will always work harder for somebody that I don't want to let down and that I care for than I will for myself. Because especially for the females and the wives and the moms on this call, that's what we do, right? We put ourselves secondary and we put other people first. So I'm guessing that you probably have a female heavy team who would love to do anything that they could to help you achieve your big goal, and then realizing at the same time that it's going to help them. So I would use that in your messaging. I would use that in your recruiting messaging. I am looking for 5 people who want to help me achieve something really big and really special this year, and then help them see that diamond isn't that big of a deal. We just got off of a call with a coach in my downline, Emily Falver, who is crushing it. And she makes people see that they should be emerald in 24 hours, and that they could be diamond, in 30 days, that they could be star diamond in 41 days. So creating that kind of also urgency too, that it's not that big of a deal. You can be emerald, you can be diamond, and really like making it a team goal and finding some way to celebrate that team goal, and whatever that looks like for you. I have found too that I like to theme things, and when we theme things and have like a common goal to work towards, other than just saying 5-time elite. So for example, in our quest for Superstar Diamond 2, it was let's defy gravity together. And it was like this whole like wicked theme. And I've done before, let's go the distance, because I'm obsessed with Rocky. So like if that speaks to you, come together with like a common goal, common vision on like why your team deserves to be a 5-star diamond elite team. Who are going to be those key players that help your team achieve that goal, and even use it in your recruiting and your messaging as you're bringing on new people so that they feel like they're part of something special.
Awesome. Thank you, Danielle. Okay, guys, here's what we're going to do now. I've got Beachbody CEO Carl Daikeler here. We're going to let Carl chime in for a minute. Be thinking about your questions for Danielle. We are going to come back and take a few questions before we close up this call. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Carl. I'm going to get out of the way.
Well, I just want to, hi, I keep seeing you. You're everywhere.
I do what I can.
Traveling radio show. Caller, are you there? No, I'm lucky enough to be here in Utah and get a chance to jump on a bunch of calls. Danielle, I love what you're saying, and as always, your story is like incredibly inspiring and
thank you.
Like the real deal. So I hope everybody's paying close attention and also taking good notes. But there's a couple of points is I've done a bunch of these calls today that have shocked me, and I think they're worth noting. So I get to bring this sort of outside viewpoint that is meaningful in the context of what has just happened to the business. Like this is an emergency break-in to this call, and that is the launch of 2B Mindset. While we anticipated, because we anticipated it'd be great because we saw how good the results were that people were getting, but we also, like, I had some I wouldn't call it paranoia, but hesitation about how it would reconcile with the momentum that the business had, particularly coming out of 80-Day Obsession and then initial groups that people were forming in mid-April. I'm like, well, I wonder how a network that is based on this fitness, nutrition, and peer support, how's that going to reconcile? And the market told us how it's going to reconcile, and that is there is a massive amount of demand out there for getting started with what is the real, the major problem. And the major problem is how do I reconcile my food issue, my nutrition problem, my sugar addiction, or my habitual snacking, or my emotional eating. And that for some people, they just can't fit fitness into their regimen, or they go to the gym, or they like to jog, or whatever it is, but they haven't solved the nutrition issue. And it's broken all records for any launch by a long shot. I think in the first 24 hours, we sold over 40,000 units, which is a really big deal. Now, here's what's a big deal about that, and this is what's important for you guys, is that, like, so many of our leaders weren't even paying attention. They were like, 2B what? What is this thing? Like, it wasn't even on their radar screen. They haven't bought it yet. They haven't gotten their teams to rally around it. And it's this, like, outrageous opportunity. And here's the thing that's so amazing about it. It is not a consolation prize. It is not us stooping to a lowest common denominator. Oh, let's make it easier for people without asking them to exercise. What we're doing is widening the funnel that will attract people to lead healthier, more fulfilling lives by offering to them that they can start their journey toward a healthier lifestyle with a proven nutrition program that was developed by a registered dietitian nutritionist. And who was it?
Emily Favre.
It was Emily. Okay. Emily Favre. Okay. Favre. Emily Favre. Okay. So Emily did this invite and I took notes because I think it's just an amazing invite. And this is really powerful. And if you can make a few notes, there's sort of three dynamics happening inside this structure of an Instagram story invite or a Facebook invite. So this is video, right? You're holding your phone up. And so she did this invite where she goes, if you've seen how my life and my body has changed recently, I'm looking to help some more people do the same. You don't have to work out, or if you want, you can follow one of the exercise programs I've done. But if you're looking to change your life, send me a message. That's simple. But she did a couple of really meaningful things in there. Okay, I'll say it again. If you've seen how my life and my body has changed recently, proof the product works, I'm looking to help some people do the same. Invitation. You don't have to work out, or if you want, you can follow one of the exercise programs I've done. But if you're looking to change your life, send me a message. That creates curiosity, because what she does is then people go, what? I don't have to work out, because they're watching her sweat in 3 Instagram stories a day, where they're watching her workouts, and they're like, she's busting her butt doing these workouts. What is she telling me I can change my life without working out? Emily, are you drunk? What's happening? How can I do this without? So what she's doing then is widening the funnel, and then when people who are attracted to this concept of how can I do this without working out, then she's got a dialogue going through direct message, not in the broadcast arena, but a direct message. So she can say, well, here we have this new thing called 2B Mindset. It helps people resolve their emotional eating issues and break their food addiction and just get controlled so that they can love food again. Here's some information on it. I'm starting a group May 14th. You can be a part of it. If you'd like to do workouts, you can do that too. But would you prefer to start with the nutrition? You see what she gets to do? She gets to talk and then, oh, no, I'm interested in the whole thing. And then she gets to find out what they're interested in on the presumption that they contacted her out of curiosity about how can I get results without working out. So, but some people, Emily, I just saw what you did with 80-Day Obsession and your 360 degrees. She did this amazing success story transformation video, and they might be like, how can I do that? So then she can just put them in her 80-Day Obsession group. The point is, she used to only have half the story to be able to invite to as of like Tuesday. As of Wednesday, she can invite to double the story, which is really more than double the story from a prospect perspective, because far more people would just like to reconcile or resolve their nutrition issue than do the whole thing. But the good news is this is a good on-ramp to a total body transformation. So, and another beautiful thing is 2B Mindset really incorporates Shakeology and the bars into the program. So it's a holistic, total solution from a nutrition perspective. That's very powerful. So my point here is, if you haven't bought it yet, or if you haven't encouraged your team to buy it yet, I'm telling you, you are working, as of Wednesday, you're only working half the opportunity. And I can't tell you how to sail, except if you're in a boat in the ocean and the wind is blowing hard, put your sails up, bro. And because it is blowing hard, this program is a phenomenon. Okay, that's point one I wanted to make. Point two of what my little observations as I walked around here is, you can be on calls like this all day long and feel like you're doing the work. This call is not the work. This call is a little bit of education. It's good to tap in. You're expanding yourself, but you have got to do something. As soon as you click leave meeting, you don't go cook, don't go do laundry, don't go back to your job, don't walk the dog, unless you're going to be live streaming at the same time. You have got to invite people right now. This isn't the work. There has to be a call to action from these calls that goes right into inviting people or recognizing people or talking to your team. Like, this has to go right into work mode, not a second delays. Like, I am the king of urgency. There's nothing that annoys corporate at Beachbody more than me. We were going back and forth about how huge 2B Mindset was, and I immediately was asking for reports. And when we signed up almost 5,000 coaches in a day, I said, what are we going to do to make sure that those 5,000 coaches immediately are enrolling people? And Jeff Hill goes, hey, that was a great victory lap we just took. And I'm like, we don't have time for victory laps, man. We got to get working here. We got people to help. So we got to take advantage of this wind in the sails. So that's my message to you. I don't care if it's Friday. This is a work weekend. You're in the middle of a launch, and everything that you and your team learns now, the behaviors, like how do we manage a launch, is about to go on steroids, because right in the immediately follow-up, so you can be inviting people to a 2B Mindset group that can start May 14th. You can leverage the exclusive coach test group with Alana through June 3rd. But all these muscles that you're going to build in this communication web or network that you're going to build with your team to work your way toward elite is all going to benefit you then when Mes de Mas and Lift 4 go on sale June 11th. So don't be flat-footed. Right now is the time to work. Break a sweat. Tell your family, I'm sorry, I can't play as much this weekend. I've got to put 2 hours in a day. Ask them for those 2 hours and then get into it. You're doing this for a reason. It's to help people, but it's also to help yourself. And I'm telling you right now, this is when you've got to do it, because it's going to benefit you with this launch and the next two. And, I don't know if Mes de Mas is your thing or not, but at least take advantage of Lift 4 with which is going to have a similar broad appeal to 2B Mindset, because it's 4 workouts a week, 3 rest days, and a cheat day in terms of the nutrition. Like, it's so marketable. So if we were successful with 80-Day Obsession, which was really 7 days a week and timed nutrition, Like that set the bar really high. And we get to go to this more tempered approach with Lift 4 for the summer. It's about to get big. Don't be like right now, make a commitment, write your goals on a board like they got all over here. But if you get on a call like this, call to action, get to work. I'm done. You need to finish this. And then everybody's got to be inviting. That's where it is. So this is great. Love what you do. Thanks, Danielle. Good to see everybody. And now let's get to work. Take advantage of it. Get your 2B mindset. Okay.
Woo! All right, Carl. Thank you. Guys, that was recorded. I am going to totally cut that down and post it. So we will get that out later today because I want to make sure you all see that and that you can share it with others because I do. And yes, the Emily Favre piece, and Danielle can talk about this. Emily Favre is in Danielle's downline, and we were on that call together, and it was outstanding. So, man, that just gets me like go to work. Anyway.
So can I say something about 2B mindset really quick? So one, for me, you might think, well, that's not initially, right? My thought was like, that's not my target audience, right? I mean, here I am someone who's a coach and a fitness professional, right? So people kind of look to me like for fitness. Here's what I'll tell you. So even today, my inbox is just like waiting for me to respond to like hundreds of messages about 2B mindset because I just asked the same thing. I asked a simple question of like, are you in an abusive relationship with food? Like, even if you work out, are you in an abusive relationship with food? Message me. Amount of emails I've already looked at quickly that say, I work out all the time and I know that my relationship with food is bad. So here's the thing. A lot of our messaging so far, you've heard people talk about emotional eaters or people who don't want to work out, et cetera, et cetera. There's also another end of the spectrum, which is the person who works out nonstop, can't take a rest day, and has a super unhealthy relationship with food, feels major guilt anytime they take a cheat, or like can't even understand this idea of, wait, Lift 4 is 4 days a week and there's a built-in cheat day. Like those people actually probably need to be mindset more so than the person who doesn't want to work out. So I just want you to understand that there is another side of that. So if you're like, well, I'm a fitness person and this isn't really my wheelhouse in my area, it is your people. This is people who just have like screwed up issues. And the other piece that I shared on my social was that I get asked every single day, what do you eat? How do you eat? What do you eat? Show me your meal plan. What do you eat? Like, because I look a certain way to them. And I always answer that it doesn't matter what I eat. You need to figure out what you eat. And there are people like that too, who are just have no clue where to even begin. And so one week they're vegan and the next week they're paleo and the next week they're intermittent fasters. So you guys, this is just another tool in your toolbox, right? So I have a toolbox, and when somebody like my mom comes up to me, my mom's not doing 80-day obsession. She's the lady that tells me, Danielle, I watch your tapes. Mom, it doesn't really work that way. You can't just watch Max 30. Like it doesn't, right? So, but now I can go, let me look in this toolbox. 80-day, no. 21-day fix, no. Oh, 2B mindset, here's a tool for you. And when they say Mas, okay, my market isn't huge, though it is for my coach Leticia. If I do have a Spanish speaker come up to me, like my cleaning ladies the other day actually asked me about all the working out I do, I can go, let me look in the toolbox. Oh, me esté más. So every time a new program comes out, it is your responsibility to learn it, even if you don't think it's for you, even if you don't think that your major target audience wants it, because you will meet somebody, and that day you can open up that toolbox and you can pick out the one piece that will work for them. So the more things that come out, it's just another piece so that you will always have something to offer somebody when you meet them. So I can stop. I just wanted to add that piece because I think a lot of times people who are like, I'm not buying it, it's not for me. Well, I don't technically need it either, but you better believe I'm buying it and learning every piece of it because I will meet somebody who it is theirs. And so I want to know every tool that is in my toolbox that allows me to connect to more people. So I'll get off that soapbox now.
No, and you're not done. We still have a few minutes.
Okay.
We're good. We just
okay.
We had a commercial interruption. Very good. But hey, so I have another question for you, Danielle, because I know that you've kind of invented the model of how to approach Share a Cart. And
sure.
I know, you might be on a national wake-up call very soon in the future talking about this, but I don't want these guys to wait. Talk about how you approach Share a Cart and what difference it's making in your business.
Yeah. So, okay. When I first of all think share a cart is life changing. Like any coach that comes to me and they're like, I can't get Coach Link Generator to work, or my link is too long. I'm like, why are you using that? Like share a cart is basically energize in the business form. Like I think it's the best thing that we invented. Number one. Number two, what I have done is, and I actually have created a second one specifically for 2B mindset, and Doug, I'll share that with you after this. But what I've done with the share a cart is once I have gotten to the place of we're at a decision, either you want to be a challenger on in my challenge group, or I've told you about coaching and you're interested. Okay. So we've had conversations. This is not just like, I meet you and I send you this. Okay. So let's just take the approach of I've told you, I've talked to you and you're interested in becoming a coach on my team. So then I send you this thing that says, and it sounds like me, it's like, okay, awesome, whatever. It's like I talk like me, and I say, I just need to ask you a few simple questions. And I'll send this to you guys so that you have it, okay? I'll post it in here in a second. And I actually just changed it to include 2B mindset also. But I say, okay, I just need to ask you a few questions. This is going to allow me to set up a shared cart for us. This is going to get you the most bang for your buck. Okay, so I'm letting them know by answering these questions, I'm going to be able to put together the package for you that's going to get you the most value for what you want. And so then I say, all you've got to do is answer these questions. This cart is amendable and changeable. You put in your details, then boom, you're a coach on our team ready to rock. Okay, so then the questions are, 1, are you a Beachbody On Demand member? If so, what email do you use? This has saved me so much time, because how many people are on Beachbody On Demand, or they tell you want a completion pack, but they use a different email for that, right? So this lets me know, 1, am I giving them a completion pack, or am I giving them the annual all access Beachbody On Demand pack? And it automatically gives me their correct email that they use for BOD, okay? Then my second question is, are you interested in energize, and then I put in parentheses pre-workout, or recover, and I put in parentheses post-workout. So what this is doing now is setting this up for, are they going to buy a mega pack? Okay, because if they tell me yes, because Shakeology is going to be at the bottom. Okay, so if they say that they're interested in energize and recover, now I know that I'm going to give them the mega pack. Okay. Then question 3, let me pull it up so that I tell you exactly. And again, don't feel like you have to type this out. I'm gonna send it to you. Okay, so then I actually changed this as of yesterday. It used to be very specifically focused on all the 80-day obsession packs. Okay, but now that 2B Mindset's our new launch, I've tweaked it. Okay, so now question number 3 is, are you interested in the 2B Mindset? And in parentheses, it says our new nutrition course from registered dietitian Alana Molstein. And I put course, not program, because for me, I want them to understand the difference. A course is information that teaches you, and right? And program makes you think that you're working out. It used to say, are you interested in 80-day obsession? And in parentheses, Autumn's new workout program. And when I put that let me know, did I need to add the sliders and the loops, right? So now this lets me know, because I'm letting you know I'm not selling any 2B Mindsets like standalone. Like I'm just not doing that. Like you're going to get Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand, or you're at least going to get Shakeology. Okay. So that question allows me to know, like, are you interested in 2B Mindset? If they say no, now I also know, okay, then we're definitely going to be doing BOD here, and we're going to pick some kind of workout program together. Question 4 says, are you interested in beach bars? And in parentheses, it says snack bars, okay, so that they know what that is. If so, which flavor? Chocolate cherry almond, or peanut butter chocolate, or both? And how many boxes? 1, 2, or 3? Because this also, most people, I have had very few people tell me none. Most people are like, ooh, I'll take 1 box of chocolate peanut butter to start. And those I don't even do on home direct. I just do as a one-time order, because I want them to try them. What person isn't going to try that chocolate peanut butter thing and not go, well, that's crack. I need that every day, right? So it's just like an add-on. Then number 5 says, what flavor of Shakeology are you interested in? I highly recommend starting with 1 flavor in the full 30 serving bag. From there, you can decide in the future if you want to change flavors or do a combo convenience pack. And then I list out every flavor. Then at the end, it just simply says, let me know, XOXOD. So here's what happens. Typically, I get back something like this. No, yes, no, strawberry. So then I can look at that and go, okay, perfect. That means you're going to get the annual all access on demand challenge pack with strawberry. Okay. I go in, I build the cart, I click send email, but I copy the link. Don't just use the email. Then I reply back. I go, here you go, girl. Here's the exact link. This seriously, thanks to answering your questions, is the most value. You are saving so much money on getting started. So click this link and then I'll send you all the information you need to know for the next steps on being a coach, like in the getting started process. You guys, this has simplified my life. I pretty much sell, I don't just sign coaches. I pretty much upsell something at every piece. And the reason, upsell, whatever you want to call it, the reality is it's creating more volume when I upsell, right? I used to also have in there about the sampler pack, but I've taken it out for this one because To Be Mindset, right? Like with To Be Mindset, with Shakeology and whatever, I try not to get their cart over $250. I feel like $250 cart or less, they won't ask me further questions about that because I've already provided value. So remember that this was already a conversation that we had, whether they were going to be a customer or a coach. So just to give you an example on the customer end, what I tell them when we're talking about my challenge group, and I'll breeze through this fast and I can give you this template too. But after we talk about it, I say, here are the basics. We'll post daily in the My Challenge Tracker app so we can share our workout and nutrition progress together. This app is a great tool to stay connected and make us feel like we're never alone. The reason I post this, it makes us look more legit. It looks like additional value. When you join my challenge group, we give you access to a very specific app that you would not otherwise have access to. So if you're still like, oh, I want to be on Facebook, anyone can start a Facebook group, but only when you purchase a challenge pack, this is right, then do you get access to this exclusive group that I have to invite you on this special free app. I feel like it's free value for the person because what I'm trying to do is build value so that when we get to the share cart, I very rarely get a price. I hardly ever get a price objection. They just buy it because they've already put in the value. Then I say, we will use Beachbody On Demand as our virtual gym. I'll help you decide which program would be best for you to start with. Just let me know a bit about your goals and what workouts you like to do. The reason I do that is because Beachbody On Demand is like the Netflix of fitness, right? Well, the first time I ever got on Netflix, I was like, what am I supposed to watch? Like, where do I even begin? And Beachbody On Demand can feel that way, right? So by me saying, I will help you pick the program you're going to start with, it's a lot less confusing. And then I say, we will drink Shakeology every day, blah, blah, blah. But here's where I add in the value. I'd like to get you set up on the All Access Challenge Pack, which will give you everything you need to be successful. For $160, you get full access to Beachbody On Demand, meaning every workout ever created and any new workouts that release. A 1-month supply of Shakeology. My favorite flavor is vegan cafe latte, but I can help you decide which flavor you should go with. The 21-day fixed portion control containers. Dude, did you know there's an entire cooking show on Beachbody On Demand called Fixate, so you can really meal plan and eat great food? And most importantly, you get me as your coach at no additional charge. And so I've already laid out all the value so that when they're like, yeah, I'm all in, and I ask them those share cart questions and I then send them the link, there is no, oh, but wait, you didn't tell me. Or they're like, oh my God, that sounds like so much value. And they click the link and they buy. So the share cart, I just tweak the wording for customer or coach a little bit, but I typically tend to sell mostly to coaches. For every 10 challenge packs I sell, probably 8 or 9 of them are to a coach. Because my other thing too is I'm telling them right away, you're going to wind up being on Shakeology for life because it's life changing. So you might as well pay 25% less for it, and there's no additional charge for you to become a coach. So I've tweaked it and created a second one simply for the people who are only asking me about To Be Mindset. And that one only has 3 questions. And again, I'll send you all of these. So the To Be Mindset share cart just asks, do you have Beachbody On Demand? What flavor of Shakeology are you interested in? And do you want to add on a box of 150 calorie snack bars? So I only have 3 questions that are specifically if someone just comes in wanting to know more about To Be Mindset. So I know that was a lot of word vomit, but I will give Doug all these links so that he can give those to you.
Yeah, we'll get Mary or Brittany to email this out. So really quick, you got asked about, do you put anything in it about 3-day refresh? Did you answer?
So no, I do not. Now, I used to have it where it was a lot longer, right? But I don't put it in about 3-day refresh. So it's a good add-on. It doesn't tend to be the thing that I like to start them out on is right away, something that potentially makes them hungry. For me, I've found that once you're already really committed and focused in the Beachbody atmosphere and world, and you've gotten over some, you made it through a program and you're feeling really committed, I feel like that's the time to do a 3-day refresh. That's where I find that people have the most success with it. I have found that if somebody new comes in and I get them to start on the 3-day refresh, if you've not done it before, you could be hungry, you have a headache, you are cranky, and that's not how I want them starting out their Beachbody journey. So while it is a great add-on, I find it is a great add-on later when they've already had success in a program and have committed to eating the containers and are feeling really good about their life, then we can do a 3-day refresh. And that's just my personal opinion. So I don't add it on in the share a cart.
Awesome. Okay. Wow, this has been a good call. Guys, any other questions for Danielle? I think we're ready to close this thing out and then go to work. But any other questions, final closing, anything else you need to know? I will tell you this, that, you're on this call because you have elite points, because you've got things dialed in. Please make sure that you've got your friends with me and Brittany and Mary. And if you would like to look at we get the new Elite Report next Friday. Let's make sure you're dialed in. If you have questions about that, please reach out to us and we'll go from there. Last question, Danielle, I saw one. How do you help your downline replicate what you are doing?
Okay, so I'm going to be super honest here, okay? I hope you're ready for it. So, number one, I don't, and this is not like that this makes me cooler, but I just want you to also understand something. I don't have an assistant. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have a social media person. I 100% do everything on my own. That doesn't mean that make me cooler. And sure, I would love help, but I want you to know that everything that I have done is duplicatable because I'm doing it myself. That's number one. Number two, I don't have like the fanciest graphics. I don't have like fancy trainings. I don't have like a training site where people can go in and like this whole university. And again, that doesn't make me better or worse than. What I want you to understand is what duplicates is what you do. And what I do is show up every single day, and I am an open book. So, sure, I could tell you, I duplicate because I've got this training system, or what I do does duplicate. I know because you probably know 10 to 15 of my leaders, right? Like, because they are top, strong leaders. What I show them is that I work hard, I show up, I press play, I drink my workout, I read or listen to personal development, and I talk to people both in person and online, and I repeat. And I try things, and if it works, I share it with them, and then if it doesn't, I share that with them also. But outside of that, there is no magic fancy system, in my opinion. And what I think I have proven is that if you just show up every single day and you press play on all things, your workout, your business, that this will duplicate. Consistency is my only superpower, and that is what is duplicatable. Because not everybody can come on and create a website. Not everybody can come on and create video trainings. But what everybody can do is show up and hustle. And so I'm just an open book. What works for me, I share with them. I have them share what's working for them. But number one thing that duplicates is honestly working every single day, really hard on this business and not worrying about what everybody else is doing. I know that other people have better graphics than me. I know that people have better trainings than me. But maybe what they can't do though is show up like me. And so if you want to be an elite coach and you want your business to duplicate and replicate, then show up and show up hard every day. And by hitting elite, that will duplicate because they will want to be like you. So don't worry about like, what are all these magic tools that you need? All that you need is to have the heart and the hustle required to show up every single day. And then your people will have that same work ethic and their people will have that same work ethic. And that's honestly what duplicates. So. And now we're done. No.
Now we're done. Now, listen to Danielle. Listen to Carl. My mouse is now broken. Turn off the call. Oh, there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on being here. And we'll talk to you in a month when we do this again. So thank you guys for being on this call. Now go get something done. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.